Greetings, worshippers of Liara, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship. Episode 37, Encloaking our ship in Uranium. As you can see above my head, we are trying to get the grav core from this facility, and then also expand the ship. One of the reasons we want to expand the ship is we have about 250 tiles to use, and on top of that, this map tile has a lot of sources of uranium, which is exactly what we need for the externals of the ship. The problem that we have is the outside temperature is really cold as a result of deep freeze. So we are going to want to beeline to clear the terraformer so that our miners can mine without being frostbitten and needing hospitalization. I have a very distinct plan of what I want to do with this ship, and I'm hoping to be able to do it before we launch from this tile. That is the dream. So let's rally everybody to clear the facility. And this is one of those like drone facilities, so it's going to have a bunch of like drone bots. Oh, yep, there's one. And wasps. But luckily, when you have tons of guns, these things die quick. Alright, we've got some sort of box in there. You know what? Everyone stand right here and make a path with guns. Walking around? I think not. Fix the icy problem with bullets. Mostly because it's useful to have a straight line of shot into the next room, rather than have to, like, take some winding path or something. Alright. Air Dog has a mental break, so I'm gonna... Let's shove Yayo into his nose. That fixes everything. I suspect this door... Because the way these facilities are laid out is the doors that are hackable tend to be the edge doors, meaning that this one leads outside. I can hack it anyway, but I'm like dang near sure that that's the case. And we've got the Torment of Sugar, a lightweight incendiary launcher, incendiary rounds LMG of quality good. Interesting. I like it. Tornal, the new guy. I'll give it to you, but I'm also then gonna subsequently dismiss you because you are high up on your mental break risk. So Liara is hacking that door, and... Yep. Alright, I'm sure of it now. 2 doors that are at the edge indicate that this is the eastern edge of the facility. Definitely. Oh, and here come some drones. Surprised this one's not shooting at me yet. There we go. So yeah, I'll just walk through this. It's just gonna be ice. And so it is. I'm gonna have to call it quits soon because it's like late in the day. But I was hoping to get more of these drones destroyed before turning in. Who has hypothermia? Arm? Alright. Let's also take all of the chem fuel that's in that room. Wow, I'm surprised the wasp traps got triggered from where I was standing. Because I was standing here. I guess they technically had a line of sight on me, but I'm surprised that they, like, triggered at that distance. But they're dead. And I got a little stung, but not bad. Alright, as long as the crew here are fine with burning a little midnight oil, we'll continue to burn said oil. And I do think it's probably fastest to just like shoot my way through the ice so we have good line of sights as we progress into the next room. Hey, Silent, take a package. You tried to come here, unbox things, and then walk away. Alright, we found the terraformer. That was fast. So I'm going to trigger the hunter drone and, like, let it just blow up on the turret. Or smack it, and that's a way to do with it, I guess. Okay, don't shoot at them. Please. So this will allow us to raise the ambient temperature of this map tile, and that will stop the slaves who are not well insulated from frostbite. Oh, we have a drone coming in the other side. And I'm sure Skyra wants a break, but let's get this thing taken care of before we turn in for the day. And Air Dog is being chased by a drone. Okay, let's use your jetpack. And tell everyone to be in vacuum safe zoning until we make it a little bit safer. Except for Stochastic. Well, actually, Liara, patch up Skyra, and then we'll maybe fight this drone. So where are the drones? There's a drone in this room and a drone in the entryway, and they're going to need to be cleared for us to, like, walk out of here. The thing is, like, most of the time these drones aren't that much of a threat, but every now and then they land a lucky hit and, like, just remove your, like, lung or kidney or liver or something in one shot. So it's not that they're... I don't find them... Oh, you just broke my shield up. I don't find them particularly dangerous, but they can get lucky, and the getting lucky is the danger part. So there's... Though, this drone, like, straight up didn't catch the hint that it was not invited to my soiree. Alright, I turned on one bait turret to see if it, like... What the hell? It walked through my door? Okay, excuse me, but that's not how the drones are supposed to work. Tornal and Air Dog, get ready to murder. I did... That was weird. It just, like, walked right through a uranium auto door. Like, it wasn't even there. Ink. I'm gonna have you... Oh, arm got clipped. Yeah, as you can see, it, I mean, it didn't take his arm off, but it surely did a lot of damage. So we have one in the door and one right there. Left to clear. Skyra, you're no longer bleeding, so let's get moving. Oh, God, what is with your shield belt? It's still downed? I swore I've waited long enough, but alright. Take cover so you don't get hurt. And then the other drone has been killed. So we're probably, for this other drone, we're going to want to set up our machining table. To shred drones. Yes, okay. So it will be shredded. Who can heal him then? Tornal. Go heal Aram. And we have yet another drone that wants to get shot at and die. So there's only one between us and the exit, but I did just hear Skyra's shield belt spin back up. So that should be fine in just a minute. And then I'll have Air Dog preach health to her so that she can actually recover. So it seems to me like Stochastic and Mag and Breakfire you don't haul, Liara and Skyra don't haul. Actually, you can haul, right? Breakfire? Yeah, you can haul. Breakfire. Collect that stuff, and then Skyra and Liara will go back to this ship. Because it is now cleared. So I'm going to want to clear more of the facility to find more loot. We did find a unique weapon. Wasn't masterwork, but it was still incendiary, which is nice. But the terraformer is gone, and it should release the deep freeze within, like, half a day or so. Alright, it's going to be like that? Fine. These drones are, like, really over-aggressive. She is... As you stand there, just eat a meal. Assert dominance by having, brunch while we murder. Sushi, thank you for the resub. And, your dupe was well behaved yesterday, so you don't need to worry. Is this one? No, it's not chasing me. Okay. Erda, preach health to Skyra. So we've got, there's a wasp trap, at least 2 drones, but yeah, only maybe half of that facility's been cleared, but at least the deep freezer's cleared. And as you can see, it is like 10, 15 degrees warmer already as a result. So I'm going to unrestrict everybody, because I don't think there's any, there is actually something to haul here. I'm going to forbid it. And I'm going to cancel the opening of the chem canisters until we can make this area safe, because I don't want anyone like wandering in there for any reason. Come on, turrets. Seriously? Seriously. Seriously, turrets. Fine, Tornal, you're up. Oh, frickin'. Oh, no, we got it. It, like, collapsed in Skyra's arms. Skyra's like, huh, I had a dream about a fox trying to hunt me. And it was on fire. It was like a firefox. So I'll give Skyra a little bit of time to recover. Actually, you know what? There is a bionic leg here. If I could get her to make another bionic leg, while she recovers, she can have, like, bionic legs. Not a terrible idea. Biosculpting just got researched. Let's get pulse charge munitions. Actually, we should get bioregeneration in case of, like, scars. I know that Tornal has a bad scar, and if anyone else has bad scars, healing that is always useful. I haven't even, like, patched her up. That's terrible. I'm gonna patch you up real quick. We're also moving all the garbage weapons outside because we don't really want them or need them. Oh, got inspired surgery. Well, if there was ever a time to install a bionic leg, it'd be now, but we don't have... I would like to do 2 legs at once for downtime reasons, so I'm going to wait on that. I think... I am going to go back into the facility, even though we don't have our shield belt there. Oh, you know what? Ink, you have a shield belt. Come join us. The other thing I could do is have Tornal go melee the robot, because he's nimble, and he will not get hit as often as the average person. Plus, now that he has 2 bionic legs, he dodges a lot better. But we'll send Ink to probe the doors. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Is Liara's daughter still in the sarcophagus? She is indeed. So you have 2 people in the tomb. We've got Peddling Fire, who died of a surgery mishap. And then Atla, who breached axe a explosive boomy box and went explosive boomy dead. Alright, Ink, you can stand right there. Backup is coming. With that said, I'm not entirely sure Liara would actually bother to heal a dead daughter with res serum. She'd probably hoard it for herself. She would probably be like, I'm more important, and in case I ever die, I'll just make sure we have a supply of it for the possibility of her own demise. That would be a Liara thing to do. So, even though we have the potential to resurrect, we might not... Oh, jeez. Shouldn't have opened that up. Well, at least Tornal's the one in front. Alright, let's not go back there. That was like a... and your stomach got pretty busted. So we've got a drone floating around here. Maybe I'll have Ink try to attract it. And then we can start to plan for the changes to the ship. Nope, don't. Oh, you're a wimp. Don't get meleeed. Wanted her to aggro, but not get gutted. So what I'm planning on doing the ship is a whole bunch of renovations to make it more effective in orbit. And as I make the improvements, I'll explain the reasoning behind the changes. I'm going to give everyone a little break, though. So one thing that is going to be relatively obvious to all of you is that the kill box only really works if we can park the front end of the ship onto an enemy platform. So if I have to park on the sides, the kill box fails to function, and the renovations I intend to make are to protect our engines and to make it so that the kill box remains useful in orbit when we have to park in weird ways. That would be the long and short of it. So what that means is I'm going to change where the installations are on the front of the ship. And it will make a lot more sense. It's going to be a lot easier for me to just show you once it's done. But at least you have a concept of what I'm working towards now. Alright, did you make... You have not yet made the bionic leg because you need one more advanced component. Got it. A psychic droner high for females, that's real bad. Because Liara is harmonized. She's not sensitive. I actually had the opportunity to install a sensitizer, but then I was like, oh no, that might be a bad idea because of the edge case that a droner hits us. And I decided against it for pretty much the exact situation we're in now. So, happy about that. The trouble that I have is getting the others to not have mental breaks. We'll do all that we can to keep that from happening. Alright, the 4 mini turrets up front here, I'm going to get rid of. I'm also going to cut a little bit more granite. So we are done with most of the uranium and steel here, but there's still yet another uranium node over there, so there's lots of material to obtain, which I'm excited about. So in terms of pathing, I'm going to move the... Maybe I'll make it granite doors rather than vaxstone doors. I'm going to move the granite doors here and here. Actually, yeah, no, I'm going to do that. Because I don't want them where they are now. And remove the floors out from under them. Come on, no mental breaks. I used a soother after all. Skyra, did you get your leg made? No. You are sleeping. Well, back to fabrication. Also, this is no longer a makeshift prison, so we can take that bed out. So with these 2 doors, we changed the size a little bit. Actually, I think we can do a wood floor there. So the way this is going to be is I want there to be a valid walking path. So if we open up the ship overlay, this will be a little bit more obvious. Well, it's kind of hard to have both up. But essentially, this path here should be walkable so that I can park the front end of the ship on an orbital platform and have people walk through the kill box. Which means changing the sort of the entire front end of the ship so that in orbit situations it's still a very usable, you know, area. And luckily, all of that lovely uranium we're mining up will fuel this project, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, Liara, you have a work drive, so let's just hit Skyra with it. Okay. So, as you can see, if we park the front of the ship on a platform, it's pathable all the way in. That's the important part. That was the main change. So that our kill box can't fail to function, you know, in the case of a difficult area to park in. I still would like to put the sensors and the jammer up front. So to that end, we are going to do uranium door here. Huh. So the plan was to eventually put autocannon turrets in here so that we can pack far more of a punch when things come into the ship. And if I build it like this, we can't actually maintain the door, so I would need like 2 doors to be able to pass through both sides. And then a barricade here. So maybe this is a wall, like just extra layer wall. That works. One other thing I would like to do, and it does give, is to double layer up the choke point here. Because if we have one brawler standing in this choke point, we can hold back a much larger group. So you can kind of see the design changes now taking form. That's one brave little rabbit. Yeah, there's a lot of random critters that, like, come waltzing into our ship. They usually don't stay very long, but they're often pretty brave. Speaking of bravery... No, actually, that segue doesn't make any sense. What I want is a little bit more chem fuel because one of our chem gens just ran out. And we're going to go dry without it. Yeah, we were really lucky to have landed on so much uranium, because I can make a lot of changes here, and that's a nice benefit. So, operations. Bionic legs, left and right, with real meds. And then Liara has a inspired surgery, so she'll do it. Oh, compacted machinery. That is awesome, because we are down to 33 components, so we could definitely top back up. Oh, that does not look like... Hold on. Shoot. I have to drop some medicine. We don't have spare industrial meds, so I have to be careful about the surgeries then. I'm also going to replace the steel barricades that are back here with uranium ones, so that they're hardier. I'd eventually like to replace the uranium infrastructure everywhere within the kill box to have uranium so that it's far less likely to break down. And here's the other leg. Nice. And this is only like part one of a multi-stage ship redesign. I do want to clear out the facility first, though. As far as wildlife goes, let's get some dromedaries. And we are... actually, we're doing fine on meat. There you go. We've got lovely bionic legs now. I probably have enough... Oh, you know, because it doesn't need to be airtight, we could alternatively just use granite walls in these sections as their... it doesn't need to be ship hull. Granite's fine. It might want to be ship hull here just for the airtightness, but it's, again, not a big deal one way or another. And we'll drop some roof, but not enough roof to really matter. For now, I'm just going to roof everything up. But eventually, we'll have the sensors back in there once we have the materials to build them. And then once Skyra's done with the wooziness from surgery, we'll go back into the facility and clear it out fully. Well, that's convenient. I was already hunting you. More even entered. Well, guess you're dead. Love how that works out. So everything made of uranium is going to be painted purple to indicate that it is, like, armored. And that way I can also keep track of what needs to be upgraded and what doesn't. The deep purple color. Hunting camels with a minigun is hilarious. I mean, we hunt everything with a minigun. It's kind of our modus operandi. So yes, it is ridiculous. And very much intentionally so. So Skyra, you're healed and you still have anesthesia. Okay. So she'll just get to use her work drive. But there you go. You can kind of see the first stage of it. So there is more stages. Surprise to no one. I'm going to have the ship engines have a shroud. I had mentioned this before. So that's a 3x4. I had mentioned this before that I wanted to enclose them once I had the materials for it. So now we're just putting that into realization. Oh, actually, I don't want it there. So what I'm planning on doing, and I shouldn't have dyed the walls, is put a door here and a door here. And the doors will lead to like an access walkway where we can maintain the engines. We can repair them if they become damaged for whatever reason. And this will make a lot more sense once it's done. But generally, I think the concept of a shroud is pretty well understood. And because of all the lovely uranium that was on this map tile, I can make this shroud out of uranium. So we don't have to change it, you know, more than the once. Just one upgrade now, and then it's all set for a while. Till it breaks. But it won't burn, at least. And the purpose of these is so that the outer engine can be repaired even when we're in orbit, when we don't have active pathing to it. Because it's possible to be, you know, up in orbit and wanting to launch, but not actually physically able to get to one of the engines. You could use heavy bridges, because you can build heavy bridges like floating in space or whatever, but this allows you to maintain it without the need of a heavy bridge, which is kind of nice, I think. Alright, then we don't want a roof zone here, and we can set up the next engine to be here if we want it. Yeah, I like that for one specific reason. If we put a grav panel here, we'll be able to walk to this section and walk to that section with one engine. So that works for me. So then we need uranium door there, and this gives us access to the walkway. We'll be able to repair the engine, and we'll also be able to, if anything ever lands in these two engine bays, for lack of a better term, we can move around that space freely. Why are you upset? Here, have a beer. Relax. Alright, Skyra should be 19 hours. Ah, that's taking longer than I thought. Thought she would have been fine by now. Will I keep all the engines pointing in the same direction? Yeah, you could min-max it by having them face each other to lessen the amount of room that you need for the shroud. I just don't intend to build like that. Not for this ship. It's a battleship that only goes forward. No retreat. So it's for role-playing reasons. Polar bear hunting Tornal. Well, unfortunately, little polar bear, Tornal has a incendiary. Well, let's try it. It's a long... Okay, long fire-up time, and he just flippin' missed. But that's fine. And, of course, it needs to be recharged. But yeah, enjoy the burn, dude. Incendiary rifles make it really easy to hunt things. Like, it almost makes hunting, like, thrumbos pretty obsolete because of the flea mechanic that, you know, animals get when they're set on fire. And no matter how... I mean, I could almost see thrumbos becoming non-flammable as a result to counter that, but they're not, so... As long as you set them on fire occasionally, they're pretty easy to kill. Alright. We have the full crew, so let's clear out the rest of the facility now that Skyra is no longer under anesthesia. So here's the grav panels. There's also a wasp trap there. So I'm going to want safety in numbers. Down. We only got stung twice. And I probably didn't need more grav panels, but it doesn't hurt for the redesign. Alright, let's see if there's a door back here leading to another room. There is not. Oh, a safe and a pallet of meds. I was just lamenting how we were basically out of meds, so that's nice. And golden safe. And then here we have a room that we don't even need to enter into. So just so that nobody accidentally triggers the hunt trap, will do it myself, just to get rid of it. And now I think the facility's... Oh, no, it's not safe. There's still that one turret that could spin up on someone. But yeah, for the most part, this has been made safe so that we can go in here and loot whatever we want. Cool. So the other thing I intend to do is, once I have more of the stuff that we want made... Oh, is that, what, the live wire? Yeah. Let's change the conduit. Once I have more of the updates that I wanted made, I can also ramp, like, an external walkway to just make sure that we can park wherever we want. I want it to wrap around at least the front edges to make it easier to land on orbital platforms. You know, if this is a ship to dominate in space, it should have the, you know, easy design capabilities to be able to land wherever it pleases. We likely have enough granite blocks now. Here we go. So, if anything lands in this section or this section, we can walk to it, which is convenient. And then the next engine can be here. Possibly... Well, we'll see about this last one, whether it fits somewhere more elegantly or not. But I like the direction this is going. It's going to be really easy to protect the... Oh, shoot. Sorry, Skyra. To protect the soft sections of the ship. Like engines that we would not want taken out by raiders. Alright, all of the uranium and steel up here have been mined. We might as well get some compacted machinery. A transport crash of a Deuter Cities person. Sure, I'll rescue you, I guess. Breakfire, you want to do the honors? I don't mind some free rep. Alright, so this last one, I could even have here. Could even put it somewhere like here, which would be a little weird. How far does that go out? No, that wouldn't work. Yeah, I think I'm going to have it accompany the other engine. So in this case... So if I want to maintain this, I could put a door there, I guess. But if I put the other engine here, it's not pathable to there. Or I could nudge everything down one and have a walkway. I'll do the walkway method. That makes the most sense. Which means we'll have another uranium door there, and there. Now the only problem with that is if anything gets landed in this zone, it cannot be pathed to. So we're going to want like yet another door here and here to be able to gain access to those voids. And that's probably all that we need for the externals, I'd gather. Whoa, we have a lot. Okay, let's turn some meat into chem fuel, because we have a lot more meat than I thought. We have been hunting dromedaries for a while here, and ibex and stuff. So we're nowhere near low, which is great. I don't know why no one's taking those metas in. It's not restricted anymore. But, you know, they'll haul it eventually. All right. This also means that I don't intend to really change the footprint of the front of the ship very much at all. This is a semi-finalized version of the front. Unless there's some sort of design flaw that I recognize, or, you know, some other reason for us to make dramatic changes. I think this is like close to the final version, at the very least. And we should be out of this map tile soon. So with that in mind, where do we go next? We can go to an orbital item stash, which is, so here's the zones. There's an orbital item stash roughly above us. There is the Mechanoid orbital hub. So this thing is like a mech platform that doesn't have a grav core, but it might have loot. There is the secret complex, which is a relic that we can head to. There's another grav core. There's yet another frozen terraformer up north. So if you take a look at the grav core quest chain, there is one other frozen terraformer around up north. And then there's just like my choice. So you guys can vote on that. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow pilgrims.